When we speak about financial institutions, we have really clearly what type of indicators they have to follow or to evaluate or to assess them. We have liquidity, rentability, solvency, but what about the financial institutions with a social mission, like microfinance institutions?
The power of the universal standards is that they provide, for the first time, a common language for the industry when we talk about social performance. Now we have good guidelines for social performance equally than we have for financial performance, and by having those two guidelines, I'm now more equipped to go to an investor and say, here is my strategy regarding to balanced return, regarding financial and social return.
Balancing social and financial return is important because that's what investors are actually looking for. They want both social and financial results. We very much support the universal standards because they provide with a strong consensus on what are the best practices in managing social performance. So for us, it's very useful to have this reference or this guidance that already exists, because when we speak to MFIs, they already heard about a type of language or that they heard about the universal standards.
The universal standards have made it easier for us to distinguish microfinance that does good to the clients or that can be harmful for the clients. By using all these standards during our assessment of the microfinance institutions we support, I think we really benefited because it helped us better to look at the microfinance institutions. The main lesson I learned from introducing the universal standards of social performance management into our organization is that you really need to see it as a process. Just take small steps, take it one by one.
I think the first challenge might have been to ensure that staff were understanding the value of the standards. And the way we overcame that challenge is to clearly explain to them that it was not another SPM initiative, but it was very much the industry SPM initiative, and that it would allow them for the first time to have a comprehensive guidebook that would help them provide a thorough social performance evaluation of any microfinance institution they will go and evaluate in the field.
The first thing we did was to compare our social performance assessment tool with the universal standards and to harmonize the language with those standards. And the second thing we did is we looked at all the essential practices that compose the universal standards and identify the ones that our tool was not addressing adequately.
We developed a mentoring program for implementing social performance management within our partners. The mentoring program has basically two objectives. One of them is the implementation or improvement of the social performance management of the MFI, and the second one is to create local capacities within consultants about SPM or social performance management.
Our hope is that in a few years' time we would be able to talk about social performance with the same level of accuracy and objectivity as we currently talk about financial performance.
That's the importance of the universal standards, is to be centered in the people. I have to improve my processes, improve my products, be cost effective in order to have an end client who is happy, who is satisfied. So in the case of other investors, if they are looking at that too, they will have to implement the universal standards anyway. I mean, it's a must.